On today's video, we'll be doing an oil change on the 5th generation Ford Explorer with a 3.5 liter V6. Since it's a chilly North Texas morning, I let the engine run for about 10 minutes to heat the oil up, get everything circulating. Then I shut it off, let everything drain back down for another 10 minutes or so. And then I'm going to get started on it. And what you're going to need to do this is a good drain pan, a funnel, an oil filter wrench, 15 millimeter wrench for the drain plug, an oil filter, and I'm using the Motorcraft FL500S. 6 quarts of oil. Ford recommends at least a synthetic blend. In this case, we're using Quaker State Ultimate Durability Full Synthetic. And then I'm going to use a jack to lift up the driver's side. You can also use ramps, but honestly, I only need that because you can easily get under and get to the plug and the filter. So we're going to go ahead and get started. But first, as you see, make sure you remove your oil cap to help all the oil air get in, help it drain better, and then we'll get started. Got the car lifted up. Always lift up from right here. The wheel's not quite off the ground. Looks like it's about to start, but it definitely gives plenty of access underneath. You got your oil filter right here. Drain plug's right back there. So pretty simple. I'll go ahead and crack loose the drain plug, then position the pan underneath, and we'll go ahead and let it start draining out. All right, we're going to go ahead and crack this loose. Again, 15 millimeter. Make sure the pan's lined up. And go ahead and pull the plug. All right, and there she goes. So we're gonna let this drain out real good. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and lube up the O-ring on the oil filter so it's ready, and then we'll get her put back together. Also, while we're waiting, I'm gonna go ahead and get the filter loose. Luckily, last time I did the oil change, I didn't get it too tight, so I didn't even need the filter wrench. Once the plug's back in, I'll move the pan forward and go ahead and take this off. So I've got the plug finger tight. I'm going to go ahead and get it snug down. I always do mine at 20 foot-pounds, which is about like that, and that should get it. Now we're going to move on up to the oil filter. Since I already broke the torque on the oil filter, should just come right off. I'm going to spin it and let the oil drain down for a few minutes. Once that stops, we'll go ahead and take it off and then reinstall the new one. And remember, we've already lubed the gasket on the new filter. So there's where it goes. Just get the new filter and go ahead. I would love to have videoed installing the filter, but I accidentally hit slow motion. So it's basically the reverse. Put your filter up here, spin it on. Once it bottoms out, give it one good turn or a quarter turn to get it tight. There is no reason to over tighten it. You're just gonna pay for it later when it's time to change it again. So make sure it's on there good and tight, and then let's go to filling it. Attempt to not bore you, I already poured in the 5-quart jug. So now we're gonna go ahead and pour in the last quart to make 6. Alright, so now take the funnel out. We'll use that to put the old oil back into the oil container here. Reinstall the cap. Push down our drain dipstick, and we'll go crank her up and check for leaks. So we're going to crank her up. And go back and check for leaks. Once we verify there's no leaks, we'll go ahead and lower the vehicle back down. Then I'll show you how to reset the oil life monitor. So let's see what we've got. Looks like we're good to go. That spot right there is where I was filling it, and a little bit dripped down. So no need to worry about that. We're good to go. Gonna lower the vehicle back down. And let it run for a few minutes, get everything circulating. Shut it off, let it sit. We're back in the vehicle, it's still running, but I'm gonna go ahead and reset the oil life. As you can see, this only has 45,000 miles. Doesn't see a lot of use. And this oil change had about 5,000 miles on it. So I went ahead and changed it for my grandmother, so she's good to go for another 6 months or so. But the first thing you have to do is push the down arrow, and you're gonna go up to settings, hit the right arrow, hit the right arrow again. For vehicle, hit the right arrow. And you're gonna have to scroll through the menu, but it's right here for oil life reset. Hit the right arrow. And then you're gonna set it to 100%. You're gonna hold down the OK. All right, oil life set to 100%. So we are good to go. Now let's go check the oil level and see how it looks. I'm gonna reinstall the dipstick after I've cleaned it to get an accurate reading. All right, now let's see what we've got. Kind of hard to tell, but it is right there on the top hole. So we are good to go. I'm also going to get it out, take it for a spin, get it up to operating temp so I can get back, check the transmission fluid. You have to check it when it's at least 180 degrees to 200 degrees on the transmission. There's that dipstick to check it. I'm also going to check all the other fluid. That way her car is good to go for another 6 months. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps. And make sure you dispose of your oil properly.